Okay. Thank you, Jesus, for this day, and we thank you for all your blessings in life. And I want to bless all of the donations going overseas to the troops, and that you'll just be able to bless them with all the money we're being able to give them. And I thank you for Gretchen and Emma that they start this, and I thank you for all your blessings and everything you're doing in this GAB movement. Thank you. Amen.
Okay, so now we introduce Sarah Klein. She is our Miss Oklahoma. We're proud to have her here today, and she's going to take some time and share a little bit about herself.
All right. How's everyone doing today? You guys are quiet. Okay, let me bring this down here. First of all, thank you so much for all of the items that you have brought for the Hugs Project. I just want to share a little bit about what that is, why that's a huge part of my life. So when I was about 13 years old, I saw this commercial on TV and it said, "Come pack care packages to send to our troops for Christmas." So I asked my mom if we could go check it out. It was in Tulsa. So we went for the day, we packed some packages, and I just instantly became hooked to this organization. But throughout pageants, you have a platform that you promote. So as I competed throughout the years, I would promote supporting our troops. Through the Hugs Project, through sending care packages overseas, with letters written to them, homemade goodies. I mean, you guys know you had a list of things that they need. And, we received so many thank yous back. They say because of your love, because of your support, because of the items you've given today, they have a reason to fight, a reason to continue on, and a reason to come home. They need that support. A lot of times they feel forgotten. And the greatest casualty for them is being forgotten. They come home, they're not being taken care of when they come home. I've been able to relate by helping them with the interview process. Because of pageants, I've been able to work on my interview skills, and that's how I can relate to them and help them re-enter the workforce when they come home. There's so many things that we can do, and I very, very, very much thank you for everything that you brought today. One time, it's a cool story, a teddy bear was sent over in a care package that a troop used to befriend a 7-year-old Iraqi girl. So he gave her this teddy bear. They built a relationship and a friendship. And because of that teddy bear, that friendship that was made, she warned him of an explosive device that was in their direct path that day. So 8 lives were saved because of one teddy bear that was sent in a care package. So know that what you brought today will make a difference. To have a piece of home, they will love that, especially because they are not home on Christmas, and these will be part of the Christmas packages. We'll pack probably about 4,000, leading up to December 7th, which is when we ship it off. So I just thank you so much for doing that. Know that you're making a difference, and that they very much appreciate it too. So I have a lot that I want to share with you today, because I have a heart for all of you. You are all leaders. You are all here for a purpose. You have all chosen to take a stand against bullying, taking a stand against, celebrating girls, celebrating women, what you're called to become. You each have a purpose specifically for you. Know that you matter. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story. What it took to become Miss Oklahoma was a huge, long journey for me. It took me 6 years. I competed 6 years in a row, but before that I did the teen pageant, so there's little sister program to Miss Oklahoma. I did that for 3 years, so it was about 10 years in the making to be here today with you. And I learned a lot through those 6 years. Here competing, I competed against 49 other women every single year, and that was hard. And I learned a lot through these 6 years, and I want to go through every year with you. It's not going to be long, I promise. But the significance of every year and what every year meant for me, what I learned from that year, and how you can apply that to the goals you set for yourself, the dreams that you have for yourself, and just in life when you're taking steps towards who you're supposed to become. A little bit of background about me. I went to Victory. Where are my Victory girls? Oh, you're all in one row. All right, sweet. Well, I'll see you guys later this month. I think I'm coming to hang out in chapel. So I grew up here in this building. Well, this was built later, but kindergarten through 12th grade, went to Victory. So I had that wonderful foundation for my life, with my faith, with my morals, with my beliefs. I got that from Victory, which I was so thankful for. After I graduated, I went to University of Oklahoma and studied education there. And if I hadn't have had the foundation that I had from Victory, I don't know if I could have survived being in a public university, being outside that bubble that I wasn't used to, being outside of my comfort zone. And those 4 years really taught me a lot about why I believe what I believe. It challenged me in my faith. It brought people in my life who I needed. It also showed me who shouldn't be in my life. And after I received my education degree, I taught at Jenks Elementary. Then I moved to California and went to cosmetology school in Los Angeles. I've always been interested in hair and makeup, so I was like, why not? Let's do it. I had scholarship money because of Miss Oklahoma to take me there. So after that, I moved back in May to compete in June for my last time for Miss Oklahoma. Obviously, I ended up winning. And then in September, I competed at Miss America, and now I'm back. And my job now is traveling every single day to a different town, speaking to the schools in that town. So I do about 3 school assemblies a day, and it's a lot of fun, but it's very challenging. And I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot about our state, and I'm loving it, but it's a huge service job. And I couldn't have been prepared for it today if it wasn't for the 6 years that I had to go through. So year 1, I'm going to walk through this with you. So my first year, I was a freshman in college. I decided to compete for Miss Oklahoma. Was not ready for it. I knew I wasn't ready for the job, but I wanted to see if I enjoyed it, if it was something I wanted to do. So I did it my first year, and that first year for me was about getting outside of my comfort zone. I had to let the walls down. I had to walk on a stage in a swimsuit. I had to be in an interview room with 7 people who asked me insanely hard questions and know what I believed, why I believed it, be bold and confident in what I believed. And I wasn't ready for that. So I was out of my comfort zone. I was surrounded by 45 other women and getting to know them, getting to know more about the organization, and I instantly became hooked. I became hooked to the feeling of when you're so uncomfortable, you grow in ways that you wouldn't ever grow in. When you get outside of your comfort zone, when you take a stand for what's right, when you decide to be a leader in your school, you are going to be molded and shaped in ways that you would never have imagined if you had remained in that bubble, in that comfort place. So I challenge you to get outside of your comfort zone, whatever that is for you. Think about it. Challenge yourself to get involved in things that you normally wouldn't. Surround yourself with people who encourage you in those ways and, challenge you to become better. So after my first year, I decided to go again. But the second year for me was about body image. So, I don't know, some of you might have heard the freshman 15 term, where you gain a lot of weight your freshman year in college because you're eating everything in sight. Well, that's what I did. I got cookies every day because we had a meal plan, and I just ate, and I loved it. But because of that, I didn't have confidence in my body. I couldn't be healthy and fit, which is a part of the competition. So I had to work every single day to improve that. The second year taught me determination and accountability. I had a trainer for 6 days a week. I had to work out 2 hours a day on a Stairmaster. Do you guys know what that is? Climbing stairs for 2 hours is the worst. He watched what I ate. He kept me accountable. And I don't just say, y'all need to be staying fit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's so important to have accountability in your life. Have people who challenge you to become better, who keep you on track, whether that's somebody older than you or a friend or a family member. I needed that accountability to keep me focused. And so year 2 for me taught me to, be relentless in my pursuit of my dreams. So first year, I received top 10. I was ecstatic about that. The second year that I competed, I was 4th runner-up. So in pageants, you have a winner, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th runner-up. So I was 4th runner-up my second year, which means I progressed. I was happy about that, but I knew I had to work way harder if I wanted to become Miss Oklahoma. So my 3rd year, I try, I go, but I get caught up in comparison. And it's really hard when you're surrounded by so many women who you think are prettier than you, skinnier, smarter, better. Whatever it is, I got caught up so much in looking to my left, looking to my right, who was in front of me, what they did, how they looked, that I lost sight of who I was. I lost my happiness and my joy because I started comparing myself to others. I lost track of the qualities that I had that were unique to me, and I started trying to become something I wasn't. And that's really easy to do, especially on social media. We see these lives that are filtered, that aren't even real, and then we start comparing our lives to something we don't have, and you instantly lose your joy. It's a daily battle, constantly. I still struggle with it. But know and be confident in who you are. The skills that you have are unique to you, that only you can bring to this world. So don't try to be somebody else. Be the best you that you can be. I had to learn that. I'm still learning that. But especially my third year, I got caught up in comparison. However, I made third runner-up, so I was one step closer to the job of Miss Oklahoma, but I still knew I had a lot of work to do, and I couldn't continue to try and be what I thought the judges wanted. I couldn't try to put on this face or what I thought I needed to portray to these judges, because that would have never worked. I wasn't fully myself, and so until I learned to be the best me I could be, I wouldn't have won Miss Oklahoma. So year 4, I decided to try again. And after receiving third runner-up, I knew, okay, what else do I need to do? At this point, I've practiced every day for every phase of competition. You have, like I said, an interview, you have a talent portion, you have health and lifestyle, fitness competition, and you have an evening gown where you have to show confidence and elegance. And so I had gotten to the point where I thought, okay, I think I've done everything I can for every phase of competition. What else do I need to do? Well, it was all about becoming bold and becoming confident. So my 4th year, I had to learn boldness, I had to learn confidence. I had to tell myself that I was enough. I had to tell myself that I could do it, that I was capable. And I brought these little Post-it notes with me today because I think it's really important that you all know how amazing you are and that you believe that about yourself. And I want to give everyone one of these, and I want you to write 3 things about yourself that you love about yourself. And I don't think that that's arrogant. I don't think that that's prideful. I think that that is knowing who you are, knowing that you are enough, and that you're capable of accomplishing whatever you set your mind to. And so I'm just going to pass these out, and I want you guys to write these 3 things down, and you can keep this or you can't. I don't care what you do with it, but I want you to read it and know and be confident in what you're writing down. Can we do that? Yeah, am I making you guys fall asleep? Okay. I'll just take one and pass it down. I have some pins. Luckily, we're in a church, so there's pins everywhere. There you go.
Sarah, I do have it working when you're ready.
The video?
Yeah?
Yeah, we could watch the video.
You want to do it? Just let me know when.
Okay. We'll do it after my years.
Okay.
Okay, read them quietly to yourself. And I love doing this because it helps me in the morning, especially this year when I'm doubting myself, doubting if I'm doing enough. It's always good to remind yourself that you are incredible, you are talented, you are gifted, you are beautiful. Every single one of you. So you can keep that, you can put that somewhere. You can write it on something prettier than an orange Post-it. Whatever you want to do. But that's just an exercise I like to do with myself. Okay, so after year 4, what did I get year 4? Where am I? I got 2nd runner-up. So at this point, I've been top 10, 4th runner-up, 3rd runner-up, 2nd runner-up. I don't know if you guys are seeing the trend yet. But I'm getting one step closer every single year. And I'm having to learn to find joy in the journey. So a lot of times you guys might have goals that you've set for yourself, dreams that you have, and it might take you a long time to reach those. It might take you several days, several weeks, 10 years. But know that the process that you're on, the steps that you're on, the journey that you're on is specifically there for a reason. I had to trust that. I doubted that a lot. I would say, why, God, are you making this take forever? Why am I being told no? Am I not good enough? Is this not the plan you have for me? I doubted God sometimes, and that was hard, but I had to trust that his plan was perfect, that his timing was perfect, and that this narrow road I had to stay on. I had to stay on that path that was for me. And I had to trust that it would come through one day or it wouldn't. But I had to know that whatever happened would happen for a reason. So year 5, I go into it, trusting God's plan, his timing. But at this point, I am so ready. I think I'm more than ready to become Miss Oklahoma. I was 2nd runner-up the year before. I was like, let's just get 1st runner-up and let's take it. So that year, anyone want to guess what happened? I got 1st runner-up. So I got 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st runner-up, which was hard. I'm not going to lie, that was very hard. I had won the swimsuit portion and the talent portion and the interview portion, but didn't win Miss Oklahoma. And at that point, I was pretty angry kind of bitter, and I gave up, which is when I moved to California. I thought I was done. I stopped competing in my mind. I said, okay, well, maybe this isn't for me. I don't know why this is happening, but I kind of got upset. And at that point, I had people in my life who encouraged me, who said, Sarah, this is your dream. If you give up, what message are you portraying to everyone who has watched you throughout the years? Don't give up. I had 1 year left of eligibility. So after you're 24, you age out. So I had 1 year left, and I decided to go for it. But in this 6th year, which is when I was living in Los Angeles, I was being put way outside of my comfort zone. Oklahoma is special because we all, have like-minded people who we are with, but when you're in Los Angeles, it was a crowd that I was not used to. It was people that were raised completely different than I was, telling me their beliefs, their opinions, and it was challenging me to become bold and confident in what I believed. It was preparing me for the job of Miss Oklahoma, even when I didn't realize it. And if I hadn't have been first runner-up before, I wouldn't have had this journey and this time in California where I got to know myself, to grow into who I'm supposed to become, and to become fully qualified and capable for this job. So my 6th year was like stepping into this purpose. I had a completely different outlook during the week. This year we had 49 girls in Miss Oklahoma. And throughout the last 5 years, I had to learn to support whoever won. I had to learn to cheer on my friends. I had to learn that just because I wasn't winning Miss Oklahoma, it wasn't anything against me. They wanted this person. Not because she was more qualified than me, not because she was prettier than me, but it was her time. And so sometimes in life when our friends accomplish things before we do, or when our friends are successful, it is so important that you cheer them on, that you encourage them, that you support them in their journey. I know jealousy can be hard sometimes, but know that they're on the path that is right for them, and you're on a path that is right for you. So I encourage you in your daily life, support your friends and find that support system for you. My favorite quote is, don't invite people to your garden who are going to trample on your flowers. So you want people in your life who are going to water you, who are going to make you feel beautiful, capable, and worthy. You don't want people in your life who are going to step on things, destroy you, tear you down, make you feel ugly. So find your circle of trust. That's what I like to call it. I probably have about 5 or 6 people in my circle of trust. Friends who I can go to for anything, family members who I can trust, people who have never, said wrong things about me. Because words stick with you forever. I was bullied a lot in middle school. I broke my nose and had to wear a cast for several weeks, and was called a duck, was called ugly. My face was drawn in textbooks. Because of something I couldn't help. And so those words have stuck with me forever. Know that your words have power, and I know all of you know this because you're taking a stand against bullying. But always think before you speak. Is what I'm saying hurting someone or helping somebody? Are my decisions hurting me or helping me? What is the effect of my words and my decisions and my choices? How is that going to affect the rest of my life? So think about that before you speak, before you act, and support those around you. So this year, my year 6, I focused on myself. I stayed in my lane. I didn't look to the left or the right. I was happy for my friends when they won things. I was encouraging to them. But I was the best me that I could be, and I was confident in that, and I was bold in that, but it took me a while. And finally, I became Miss Oklahoma. But I couldn't have done it if it wasn't for that long journey where I had to learn more about myself, about my purpose, about perseverance. Don't give up. Don't give up. It is worth it to stay in the race. When you think you've gone as far as you can go, and you think you've pushed yourself as far as you can go, try harder, do more, become better, challenge yourself every day. What more can I do to make myself better for my future? So we can watch this video real quick. This is about kind of my journey. This year's Miss Oklahoma. It shows phases of the competition, kind of awkward. There's a swimsuit part, so just ignore it. But yeah, shows the phases of competition and then some of my time at Miss America. Real quick, do we have any questions? I don't know if you guys have any questions for me. I would love to answer any of them. Yes. It took me a long time to become confident. And I think it had a lot to do with who I surrounded myself with. And also took me several years to become confident knowing that what I have is important, what I have to say is important, who I am is important. So knowing that you have a purpose, knowing that you have a plan, I think is what helped me feel confident. And also having that experience, being in front of people really helped, especially as a teacher, being in a classroom, that helped a lot with practice, but it took a lot of practice for me, and it took a lot of people speaking into my life. Words of affirmation are huge for me, and also, seeking advice too, like being open for criticism, being open for critiques, positive things, but I had a lot of people help coach me, help talk to me, tell me things I should do differently. So a lot of things went into it, a lot of preparation, but I think for you guys to become bold and confident, just know that what you have to say is important. Know that who you are is important, that you are beautiful in every way, and what you bring to this world is very special, and the light that you shine is important. And I think knowing that and telling yourself that every morning. Anything else? Yes. I was 14 when I did the teen pageant. So I did that 14 to 17, and then Miss Oklahoma 17 to 24. It's a long time. Is anyone in here interested in pageants? Yeah? Cool. You should do it. You really should. What schools is everyone from? I know we have Victory. What else? Catoosa? Did I come to your school? Maybe Miss Oklahoma did. Okay. I think I come to Catoosa. What else? Do we have Sand Springs in here? Cool. Am I missing one? All right. Any other questions? It can be anything. What are your plans after my reign is over? I have 3 months of cosmetology school left. So because of Miss Oklahoma, I've received over $24,000 in scholarship this year. So I'll use that to finish my cosmetology school. Might get a master's. I really want to use that scholarship money. But my plan is to teach. That's what I really love to do. And just do like weddings or fun hair things on the weekends, or even in the summer. Yeah.
So as you started this journey, you were 14 years old in middle school. You talked about breaking your nose and some of the things you went through. How did you, maybe give me an example, or how did you handle things? How did you react when you were going through that? How did you react even through the process of Miss Oklahoma when people maybe doubted you or didn't believe in you? How did you wake up every morning and continue this journey?
Yeah, well, mainly it's my faith is the most important thing, is finding my worth in Jesus. But let's see, how did I react? So I'm kind of many hateful things. So there are these message boards with pageants that can get pretty ugly, and people say things anonymously about you. And one day I decided to go on there when I shouldn't have, and I read terrible things about me. And that got to me, and I had to keep reminding myself that what those people say about me does not define me. My worth is not found in what people say about me, what people think about me. I had to remember and remind myself who I am, what I've been told who I am, what the Lord says about me. And so I just brush it off. And it can be hard to do that sometimes, but I really try to just shake it off, brush it off, don't let it affect me. Because oftentimes, the things that people say about you are based and stemmed from their own insecurities. And, sometimes they can be saying things about you that aren't even true. And they're saying that to make themselves feel better. So I had to remind myself that too, and find positive people in my life who did believe in me and spoke wisdom into me. Well, what else can we talk about? I do want to read, so I have this book, it's really awesome. It's called Words Every Woman Should Remember. And there's one in here that I wanted to read to you guys today because I thought it was really good. You should also read this book. Okay. It says, "You are one of a kind treasure, uniquely here in this space and time. You are here to shine in your own wonderful way, sharing your smile in the best way you can, remembering all the while that a little light somewhere makes a brighter light everywhere. You can and you do make a wonderful contribution to this world. You have qualities within you that many people would love to have, and those who really and truly know you are so glad that they do. You have a big heart and a good and sensitive soul. You are gifted with thoughts and ways of seeing things that only special people know. You know that life doesn't always play by the rules, but that in the long run, everything will work out. You understand that you and your actions are capable of turning anything around, and that joys once lost can always be found. There's a resolve and an inner reserve of strength in you that few ever get to see. You have so many treasures within, those you're only beginning to discover, and all the ones you're already aware of. Never forget what a treasure you are. That special person in the mirror may not always get to hear all the compliments you so sweetly deserve, but you are so worthy of such an abundance of friendship, joy, and love. Look in the mirror and see what others see. A talented, uplifting, and magnificent girl who can do anything and everything she wants. Believe in your heart that you have the power to grab hold of your future and mold it into the things you have always dreamed of. Trust in your soul that you are capable of doing all that needs to be done. And know that you are incredible in every way, and see yourself as others see you, as an intelligent and spectacular woman." I just like that. This book is awesome. You guys should get it. But I believe in each one of you, and I want you to know that I'm always here for you. You can always call me, text me. I will give you my number. I don't care. I want to be able to talk to you at any point in time when you might be questioning yourself, you might be doubting yourself, or you might need some advice on what to do in a certain situation. I want you to know that I'm here for you for that. You each are so special, so unique. You are all leaders. You're here for that reason. And so I challenge you to take that as a responsibility as you continue standing up for what's right in your schools and your friendships and your circles. You know, sometimes it can be hard to take a stand. It can feel like you're out of your comfort zone, but know that what you're doing is right and that you're making a lasting impact on people that you might not even be aware of. So always be mindful of your impact and your ability to change other people. And know that I believe in you, and I'm so thankful for everything that you guys brought for the Hugs Project. I know they're going to love that. But if there's any more questions, I'd love to answer them. Yes?
I don't know if you've always wanted to do cosmetology and be involved in pageantry. Like, when did that start?
So I actually got involved in pageants because I played piano, and I saw that it was another place to play piano. I started playing when I was 4, and that was always just my main passion, was practicing and music and all that stuff. So that got my interest in pageants, and then throughout the years is how I started actually wanting to become Miss Oklahoma. It was never like a dream of mine when I was a little girl. I know for some people it is, but it was kind of through the experience that I fell in love with it. Cosmetology actually came, I think, probably through pageants, because doing so much hair and makeup, I found a love for it. I found myself doing other girls' hair and makeup, and I loved it. So because of the scholarship money, I was able to do that. Is anyone else in here interested in hair and makeup? Yeah. That's awesome. It's a great career.
Do you have any advice for girls who are doing pageants on the process? And
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I have a lot of advice for people doing pageants. You know, it kind of goes along the lines of what I've said about staying in your lane, focusing on yourself, becoming the best you can be. And that's just in life in general. Challenging yourself to go even further, push harder, practice longer, and be confident in that. Also, oh gosh, what else did I have? Just know that your worth does not come from a scorecard. I had to learn that too. Your value does not come from the judges. My value, I am Miss Oklahoma, is just a job of mine. It is not, you know, that's not all who I am. I'm Sarah Klein, and I have a job as Miss Oklahoma. But know that your worth is not found in the opinion of others. And, you know, look inside, be confident in who you are, That's kind of a really good starting point if you are in pageants. But that can obviously be applied to all of life. Anything else? All right, cool. What else do we have on the agenda?
Just gonna take some pictures.
I'm gonna take some pictures. I have some little headshot things that I always sign for people if you guys want some of those.
Let's get a big group picture